Following Eve Robinson's wedding in Sable Beach, Rachel had booked a holiday home for the Taylors, the Robinsons, the Southwicks and the Atkinsons on a beautiful lake called Karshi Lake in the Misoka country of Canada. This is the equivalent to the English Lake District. This is a recording. The house she'd booked was beautiful and set on the side of a beautiful lake called Karshi Lake. The house is called Marakashi and is beautifully equipped and beautifully located. It had one negative facet, and that was the insect population in late May, early June, which is when we were there. It was the equivalent to going to Scotland if you wanted to study mosquitoes. The house was in a splendid position on the lakeside, had its own little private beach, which was ideal for the kids. It had a tent stroke teepee, which was lovely to sleep in, providing you had plenty of blankets because there was no heating, and it had a sauna. It was located in a woodland area, as is most of this area anyway, and as you can see there is a boathouse with a powerboat in which we didn't have access to. We did have access, however, to the canoes, the paddle boards and the deck chairs, barbecues and the small pit which we used on 3 or 4 occasions. All in all, it was a fantastic location, and the house was certainly impressive in terms of its structure and facilities. As I said, one of the biggest problems was the number of mosquitoes when we were filming this, which fortunately was the only day when they were a real problem, and it is because it had rained, it was muddy, humid, and they'd obviously come out in force. So we're now going inside to show you what accommodation we had. There was one peculiarity about the property as far as using it for residence, in that it was 2-storey, but the bottom storey was not physically accessible from the middle storey, which is where all the accommodation was. As we came in off the balcony, having looked at the lake, we can see the kitchen, which was nicely equipped, well laid out, lots and lots of pans and pots and crockery and goodness knows what, and as usual in Canadian homes, a very big fridge. As you'll see, we also had Walter here helping me with the commentary, and Arthur, who would probably tell us what to do. We're all very grateful for Rachel for finding such a splendid place for us to stay. We're now walking to what was basically the main living area, where you can see we're ready to go home, but with this amazing picture window. Well, picture is not the right word for it, because it was many plated and strangely designed so that if you sat on the very big settee, you could see the black glazing bar better than you could see anything else. But it was comfortable, and there was this fantastic cushion thing which Arthur thought was brilliant for jumping on, and he will show us how he jumped on the big thingy when Uncle Martin was lying there. No? Okay. Interesting construction and architecture, but very pleasant and fantastic for views of the lake when the insects were alive. This floor had the main bedrooms, and we'll now go for a little tour, but please take note of this absolutely beautiful table, which is interesting in that it's got a wooden top and a steel frame. As you can see from some of the posters, the people who own this house were interested in travelling, and we think they spent most of their time out of the place. Here we have the first bedroom, which was used by the Atkinsons. God knows how 4 of them managed to sleep comfortably in here. There was Arthur, Walter, Daddy and Mummy in this one room, and they had a nice sleep for the week. Arthur, would you say it was a comfortable sleep? Yes, Arthur nods head. So this is the 1 bedroom. Then we go to the next room, which is the bathroom. Very nicely equipped. A lovely big bath, which I think Arthur enjoyed swimming in. Toilet, nice big shower area, and nicely finished, nicely built, nicely fitted out. Sort of bathroom I would like in 45 Priory Road. We then go to the room where I slept, although it was a bit over the top for one person. I could have slept with 3 other people in here without any doubt, but this was the UK room which I occupied very comfortably for the week, apart from one night when I slept in the yurt, which was also very comfortable but needed a bit more blankets than I'd got. Across from the hall is what I think we'd call the master bedroom. This is where Emma and Martin stayed. If Martin, can we come through? Martin has allowed us through onto his private balcony where he's watching the mosquitoes swarm. And this gives you another very nice view of the location, and you can see just what a stunning location it is. Down there is the fire pit where we burnt our sweeties. What were they called? S'mores. Like a lot of properties, it's made of wood and plastic. This is another nice big bed where you could sleep 3 people if they were cosy, and another nice shower room and toilet, which is en suite for this bedroom. There is also a cot there, but nobody tried to put me into that. So lovely accommodation. As I said, the slightly eccentric feature of this property is that we're on the main floor. There is another suite downstairs which we'll go to now, but oddly enough it can't be accessed. Is your door open, Rachel?
Yeah.
We can't be accessed from inside the house, so you have to go outside and downstairs to get to the other bedrooms. As you can see, the property is located in the woods, and we have seen raccoons, beavers, otter. Haven't seen any bears though. And there's been a loon that's adopted us earlier in the week on the pond. Here we go down the steps. This is the access to the other bedrooms, which is slightly bizarre, but functions. So here we go to where the Robinsons stayed down here. This is my first entry here, so this could be a bit rambly. Here's the bunk beds, 2 bunk beds, and a door to nowhere. We're not quite sure where the door goes.
It's in the interesting...
Oh, a lump of rock. This bedroom features a huge lump of rock, which I assume is part of the foundation stones for the property. I suspect the architect realised he was going to have to build a subterranean base, so he might as well stick some bedrooms in it. What's through here? Through here, oh, a nice shower, big good sized shower, yeah. Toilet and thingy. And then in here is another double bedroom with another cupboard.
You can go in there.
I'll reiterate, but note there is no access to the upper levels of the floor from this area. Arthur's found a cupboard that looks like a wardrobe. Is it a wardrobe? Oh no, it's another kitchen.
Let's just check that's still going. Yeah.
It's another kitchen. So in theory this could be operated as 2 separate units.
I don't know where those doors go.
We think they're just
outside,
cupboards.
But then if you leave that light on, you probably can't see anything.
Isn't there a light in here?
You probably can't see anything in here.
Where's the...
I can see, look.
Oh, it's a big storage area. Oh, it's an enormous storage area.
Oh.
It's the underside. It is the base of the house, isn't it?
That area there is actually the rock.
Yeah. So you can see how the house has been built on two big rocks, Arthur, but they've made the best of the space they've got.
I can hear water from upstairs.
I can hear water from upstairs as well. Well, that was very interesting.
Yeah, and I was a bit scared.
But it's a shame that there's no access. In fact, they could have put a staircase in. There's plenty of room. But I wondered if that's why they hadn't, to save on space. Arthur, have you got anything? Have you enjoyed being here, Arthur?
Yeah.
Been good fun for a young lad? Arthur has entered into lots of water sports. As you can see, this is the first day's rain we've had in the fortnight we've been here. I think we need to get Rachel's thoughts as the key provider and main architect of this very beautiful fortnight that we've all had in Canada. Rachel, I'm handing over the phone to you now, so you can tell us what your thoughts are.
So I think
downstairs was done.
we've been very spoiled in this cottage because it's actually the ideal cottage for a multi-family holiday. We've got a beach for children, we've got a dock to dive off, we've got kayaks, canoes, paddle boards, and beautiful views out the window. The weather's been absolutely perfect until today when we're leaving, which is ideal. Everything very well equipped, very comfortable beds, beautiful bathrooms.
Yeah.
So all in all, I would say this is hard to beat for a cottage.
Thank you. Join us next time.
I'll be in Bala in a fortnight.
Oh, lovely.
It's a lake in England.
That's
It's not in
nice.
England, it's in Wales.
How big's